Hello, mortals! This is the Booktube Goddess, the number one driving booktuber on YouTube. Here doing a Get Ready With Me where I put on some drag makeup to film some videos. And I'm so happy some people showed up. We have Marshma hyping us. Thank you. We have Lori Romer. We have Britta. Thank you for coming. And we have Lynette. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I apologize for suddenly changing the date from Saturday to Sunday, but my cousin and her boyfriend came down on Friday and they were staying overnight. And I was thinking, oh, I could do get ready in drag while they're here. Then I figured, that's really actually a bad idea. So I decided to change it till Sunday. But I don't know. Let me know if you think Sunday's a better day. Actually, I prefer doing it Saturday because then Sunday I have time to do some editing. But I don't know. We'll see. This is all a work in progress. So for those of you who were here last week, you know I was using my flash palette, this ugly looking thing. And I was complaining that there aren't that many extra colors in here. You pretty much have to do basic colors. But if you put these colors down underneath your eyeshadow, it really makes it pop. And I went ahead and ordered another flash palette with, let me take this off, with a whole bunch of colors. So, and these really aren't that expensive. They're like, I don't know, $20, $25. But again, these are more for face paints, but putting them down underneath eyeshadow really helps. Okay, Lynette says, either day suits. Oh, yeah. I love Michelle Schusterman. She's an author. She does the author tube, but she mostly does, or that I've known her from, is middle grade books, but she's just starting to do adult mysteries. So that's kind of exciting to watch. Yes, a flashy palette. So thank you. So I was going to do, since we do have some purples in here, and there are no real purples in here, and I know everyone loves purple, I thought we would try purple and that's a good brush. Trying to pick up, I have to do this brush. These are, I guess, these came with the flash palette. They're like painter's brushes. They're not really makeup brushes. Anyway, and last week I tried freehanding my makeup on, so I'm going to try that again this week. So this is so not a makeup tutorial, but I'm going to go with this dark purple. And what I'm going to try to do this week is to do a semicircle, but I don't have much eye space as some people have. Or maybe it's just I don't know how to put on makeup. Which is true. Oh, and we have Fit to be Reds here. Yay! And I don't know if you guys saw, but I did Fit's Around the World in 80 Pages tag, which was really hard to do. And then I think you're the one that sort of challenged me. Oh, I can't wait to see what you do with your special effects or editing or whatever. So I had this idea because I use Adobe Premiere and I know how to do some simple animation. So I said, oh, I'll have these like balloons come. That took me forever to put together. But I think it turned out okay. Okay, we're trying to do a round. What I really need to do is draw my eyebrows higher. I'm always scared of that because sometimes that looks weird. But that also was a really hard tag to do. I don't know why. Could just be me. But a lot of the questions were like, your favorite book set in Africa or Central America. And it's like, I haven't read that many. Okay, so I laid down the purple, and the hard part will be doing the matching the other side. I was thinking if I could do a good circle that I would do a spotlight eye, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Okay, let's. Thank you, Britta. I've been doing video editing all day, and I can sympathize. Yeah, if you're not a YouTuber, you don't realize how much this can take, how long editing can take. Oh yes, Cap, please see my video and especially Fitz video who did it. Yeah, how's your 150 book list coming? And thank you for joining us, Cap. Editing is so much fun. As soon as I could. Finished last night. I'm watching a 2-hour behemoth today. Just spotting. Wow. Are you cutting that 2 hours up? I assume you are, because a 2-hour video that's not like a live stream is pretty crazy. That'd be a good idea to release it as the holidays go on. Oh, a spotlight eye is sort of it's sort of dark on the outer and the inner corners, and then like bright in the center. So it goes dark, light, then dark again. So it kind of looks like a spotlight. Well, yeah, Lori will. I couldn't. I was coming up blank, and then of course that one question I completely missed. The Mary Poppins one. What countries I have read from about. Lives I can chat about with you. Oh, Fit, you're doing a live stream? I'll have to figure that one out. To email you for tips on green screen lighting. That's like the blind leading the blind, because I'm not great at doing green screen lighting. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, But my problem is I don't have a very wide office, because what you're supposed to do is backlight the green screen so there's no shadows. And if you have a larger room, it's easier to do. And I'm kind of cramped in here, so sometimes it gets too bright in spots rather than the whole green screen being one nicely lit uniform color. Then you have to play around with how strong your green screen is. Anyway, it's a pain in the butt. Book on audio, Winter's Orb. That sounds familiar. Winter's Orbit. Release Thursday and then do a live stream on your friend Rachel's channel. That's cool. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm going to go another of these brushes and then go to this light lavender to try to get, oops. Some type of blending going on before I put on the eyeshadow. This is really light. So I hope everyone's reading is going well. I finished Trashlands, not my favorite book. I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I mean, there's an argument from my perspective of giving it like 2.5 stars. Which is too bad, because I picked it through Shelve It or Shove It. So of course, I don't know anything about the story when I start a book or when I pick the book. But then even after reading the blurb, I thought the story sounded cool, but I think part of it was it was written in multi-POV, and multi-POV isn't my favorite, and this is just totally me. If you're going to have like 5 or 6 character point of views, personally, I prefer it when you just focus on one for a while, then the next one, then the next one. Like in, I don't know, Game of Thrones, when you focus on a character, you usually really get a big chunk of the story done before switching to another character. And in this one, it just flipped a lot. And the other thing is, I guess it's kind of literary science fiction. So there wasn't a strong plot. The story is really actually kind of non-existent. It focuses on this woman, Coral, and you find out that in this post-apocalyptic, ecologically challenged disaster of a world, that her son was, I guess it was like pressed into a chain gang, not a chain gang, but whatever you call it when people press you into service, in a factory when he was like 7 years old. So there is kind of a plot of her wanting to buy her son out of captivity. But that story doesn't really develop much. It's mostly these slice of life vignettes, chapter by chapter. And I don't think the writing, for me, I didn't think the writing was that strong to really rise to true literary science fiction writing or any type of literary fiction writing. And I was really underwhelmed in the end. So that was disappointing. But if any of you decide to read it, I'd be very curious of your thoughts. I guess I could imagine other people really liking it. Just wasn't for me. Okay, catching up. Yeah, I thought it sounded really good. The whole premise sounded really interesting. As a teenager, you read several Icelandic sagas. Okay. Great that you kept up with your interest as the sagas. Yeah, I think I missed a conversation here. I don't think I've read anything in Iceland that I remember. You love multi-POV. Yeah, some people love it. And then there's some I've read recently that seem to be just two POVs, which is multi, but it's a little bit different because you just almost always flip back and forth between the one character and the other. Tamir, oh gosh, I forgot the name of the title. Ash and something, Tamir, but that book did it that way. And also Trudy Canavan's Millennium Cycle or Millennium's Rule. I think it's a fantasy series, but there's some kind of quasi sci-fi elements to it. But that was really interesting because usually when you have that two point of view, you usually switch between one love interest and the other. So it's like a romantic subplot, and then they eventually get together, that type of thing. But in Millennium's Rule, it was really bizarre because the two stories almost never intersected. You know, even though you're like, maybe it's because I read young adult, I'm just thinking, well, obviously there's going to be a romance subplot between these two characters, but it never really happens. It's really interesting. Don't generally like multi-POVs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. I've had some challenging audiobook experiences. I just finished a classic left over from Victober, Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. I never even heard of Mill on the Floss. Not your favorite. That's probably why we haven't heard of it. Press gang, yes, thank you. You made it through. Multi-POV can be done really well, or it can fall apart. And it's always a risk that you're really bored, but yeah. Or you get really invested in one story, then you get pissed off because it like stops at a cliffhanger and jumps to another point of view character. And you're like, well, I want to know what's happening back there. Totally your type of book. No, it's not most people's favorites. Okay, some strong feelings here. Read The Wolves of Savernake, which is a murder mystery set during the reign of William the Conqueror. Sounds interesting. Okay. Oops, let me. The other thing I'm doing is Gavin Hetherington's Believe-a-thon, which is middle grade books. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do that is because I haven't read a middle grade book in a while. And I like to, and I'm doing, if you heard me talking about my creative writing, I like doing middle grade. Fiction. So I felt, well, I really should read more. So the first one I read was The Glitter Trap, which turned out to be way too young for me. Mostly I like that Rick Riordan Lightning Thief type adventure. And this one, I think it was lower middle grade. And generally for middle grade, and lower middle grades like 8 to 10 years old, and upper middle grades like 10 to 13. There's sort of that middle period, 13, 14, that doesn't really have a specific genre. But anyway, people that write middle grade, a lot of times have their main character a little bit older than the target reader. So even though it's because children allegedly like reading about kids just a little bit older than they are for whatever reason. So in The Glitter Trap, even though the target age was lower middle grade, the main character was, I think, 7th grade. But for me, that made reading her, she seemed to be a lot more childish than I thought a 7th grader would be, or a lot more immature. But it was a cute story. Okay, the story was a sort of klutzy girl, or sort of our not very perfect main character backs into a poster with glitter and glue and gets glitter on her hair. And then a fairy godmother of another girl is attracted to glitter and gets stuck in her hair. And she doesn't realize it until she gets home and pulls out this fairy godmother. And then the fairy godmother, I guess she can't fly anymore, or something happens to her where she can't be the fairy godmother to this other girl. And so our main character has to use her little magic wand and try to help this other girl out. Anyway, I have a feeling none of you would be interested in this book. And like I said, it was a little young for me. Great health. Okay, you're all doing the nonfiction November stuff. Just saw this other book here, Ravens of Blackwater. Main character found her mom mauled by a wolf. Whoa, and there were literal rolling heads. Yipes. Very not age appropriate. Yeah. Middle grade isn't for everyone, for sure. Okay, so purple. Where is that little... I have a little palette with, hold on, do we have purple in here? We have a dark purple here. Okay, so let me put away this flash palette. Okay, so I'm going to do this dark purple here. Oh, this mirror is crazy. It's just this little... Okay, so I finished The Glitter Trap, and then the second young adult, middle grade I picked up was something in Prague, Peril in Prague, Trouble in Prague. I think it's Peril in Prague, something. Anyway, It's by Alba Oranga, who I met at the Las Vegas Book Fair and did an interview with her. So I thought, oh, why don't I just go ahead and do her book since I met the author. And I think it's self-published. I'm pretty sure it's self-published. And it was hard to get into. First of all, it started with a flash, not a flashback, but a flash forward. So you're in the future. Oh, I'm meeting this Russian spy. But then it goes back. And it's not even my favorite type of writing device in adult books. But it got especially confusing in the middle grade book. And I think this one too is lower middle grade. But it's a CIA thriller, like Spy Kids. But once I got into it, it's moving pretty fast. Some might say it's a little too fast paced. But you get that a lot with thrillers, that there's like no time to step back and breathe. Everything happens so fast. Oh boy. Okay, now that I'm looking on camera, I like how this purple looks, but I don't think I did enough of it. I don't think it went up high enough. So I'm just gonna pat some purple. Okay. So now let's go into the lighter lavendery purple. See if we can get any type of shading. And now that I'm doing this, I think the purple I started with is a little more pink than I expected. Okay, I think we're done with the purple. Oh, I didn't do underneath. Should I try Spotlight? Gosh. No, I don't think it's round enough. Well, yes, watch the Booktube Goddess prevaricate for an hour. Okay, so I think I'm going to try a Spotlight just to say I did. I think I'm going to go. I don't think we should try to be fancy. I'm just going to go with black. So what I'm going to do, it's like black on the outer, black on the inner. By the way, I've never done this before. I've just seen it done. So it's like black on the inner, black on the outer, and then I'm leaving the center open. And this is just flash paint here just to have a base. Okay. Oh, what are we talking about? Real reading. Oh, let me jump up. Last middle grade I read was Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. It's about a young refugee in Syria. Wow. Like a good one. Another one I recommend is How to Trap a Tiger, which is really well written. The writing is fantastic, but it's about a young girl, Korean American or half Korean American, and a relationship with her mother and grandmother, and it's a magical realism novel. 5 middle grade books next year, but I want really good. Yeah. Another good one is The Girl Who Swallowed the Moon. I forget the author's name. That's really good. Garth Nix. I love he writes a lot of young adult, but he also does middle grade, but The Keys to the Kingdom. Is that it? It's a portal fantasy that's really well done. There's like, I think there's 7 books. There's 1 book for each day of the week, like Mr. Monday, something Tuesday, Sir Tuesday. Anyway, middle grade is not for everyone. The Watsons go to Birmingham. Haven't read that one. We should not guilt ourselves when we need escapism. Yeah. Yeah, if you want sci-fi, go to Fitz list. This December, I try to go back to the books I abandoned during the great mess of October 2021. Okay, so now I'm going to go to black. Black Shadow, that is. And okay, so now you can see why there's spotlight. You can kind of see how dark it is on the inner and outer and light in the center. So I guess I'm just going to put some clown white down and then try to blend it. Yes, let's put down some, set it with white powder. Okay, so now I'm going to try to blend the edges with some gray. I think I just used too dark of a gray. Okay. Oh boy. I almost feel like I want color in the center, but I don't know if that will ruin it. Be like a really light pink, and then maybe reinforce it with some pink letter art. Maybe I should just leave it as is. Oh, I'm so indecisive. I get 2 books a month through Audible. I have the Audible subscription, but I haven't been using it, so I have to like stop it. I limit myself to those. Yeah, I've never got an Audible book from a library. Yeah, and that's why I was doing Audible books while I was exercising, like running or whatever. And my issue is I've been having some leg problems, so I haven't been doing that. So I haven't been listening to Audible books, but I have the same issue, falling asleep. Love libraries, but I live in Germany and the libraries here carry almost no English language books. Oh, that's too bad. Audiobooks at night in bed is dangerous, yeah. I do Audible books because I often find it painful to hold regular books for long periods. Ah, good point. Oh, thank you. Lori thinks my eyes are looking good. For favorite books, I also like to own the hard copy. Yeah, I think I just want a little bit of pink. No, maybe it... I really should decide these things before I start. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of pink. I don't even know if you can see it in camera. Okay, we're just going to have to use glitter. So I guess I'm going to do white glitter. Or silver glitter. Oops. Where is my glitter glue? There's always a point in these makeup live streams where I feel like I'm just losing control of what's going on. One of these days I'm going to be organized and I'm going to know what I'm doing. Oh, this isn't what I wanted. I have this glitter applique tool. It's just like a silicone tip. I'll be looking down so I don't shove glitter in my eyes. There. Yeah, I don't think you even see the pink that I put on. But what I don't even know if you can see the glitter. Can you guys see the glitter? But I'm going to, if I can find my white. Oh, wait a minute. Currently doing a diamond painting. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds fancy. Oh, some glitter off the lake. So I'm just doing a little white line. Oops. Shoot. Little white line in the crease. To hopefully make it look less messy. So you should bring it all the way down. Okay. Yeah, I can really see the glitter, but I'm in the camera. I don't know if you can. Let me get closer. Okay, so let's go move on to black liner. And actually, let me put some of the purple underneath. Oh, actually, let me brush off. Actually, I think I made a mistake. I think a lot of these spotlight eyes, they also spotlight down below it. I don't want to do that though. Okay. Close up, you can see the glitter. Too many bookshelves. I remember back in the day, my stepmother was really into, and those who are older will know right away what I'm talking about, but macrame, like doing macrame, you could do wall hangers, but a lot of times she did planters or plant holders. And they're really elaborate. Like she did this one with, it was pretty big, but then they had these like big rings going around it, like Saturn. But I don't think macrame's that big anymore. Mm. And if you've ever been to San Francisco, I think they may have moved it, but there was in the BART station, which is sort of the underground subway of San Francisco, in the Embarcadero station, they used to have this huge macrame artwork that was crazy. It was like 2 stories tall, this big wall hanging that was, I mean, much bigger than that, than my arms could indicate, probably 10 feet across and 20 feet down. Okay, that's one eye. Never tried it. Macrame is pretty easy. I think there's like, um, it's kind of like braiding. Yeah, I think it's just a form of braiding. Cutting up old clothes and doing a rag rug. Oh, those are cool. I did some plant hangers and a couple of small wall hangings when I was in elementary school and middle school. So yeah, it was really popular in the 70s, if you're talking about macrame. You guys are so crafty. Yeah, this. Yeah, I don't know about this halo eye. There's always one eye that looks better than the other. Okay. Gosh, I'm like holding my breath when I do this. Okay, I think I'm just going to stop there with the eyes. I think it looks okay. And let's just move on to lips. Let's just barrel forward and let's see what happens. And I'm actually just going to stick with the brown face paint for the lips. And red lipstick. And probably for videos, I'll put on some glitter, but for now, I don't think I'm. Okay, well, hopefully this doesn't look too bad. And I think I'm just going to put on some eyelashes and call it quits. Well, not call it quits. Oh, actually, I want to put on some blush before we go further. And believe it or not, every time I do this, I don't think I have that much contour on until the end when I realize, oh, I did do a lot of cheek contours. I promise you, next week, I'm not going to do as much. Famous last words. Okay. Oh, boy. Oops, what did I miss? My sister is very good at crafts. I don't know, show her my work any longer because she finds fault with it. Well, that's rude. Thank you. Also do hobby text. It's just fabric painting by numbers. Oh, I remember doing painting by numbers. I don't know what it's called here either. I remember paint by numbers. That was fun. Eyelashes. Oh, bye, Fit. Thank you for joining us. Can you wear eyeglass? Yeah, you can, but it's hard with drag because the lashes usually are so over the top big. Okay, I'm going to press. Oops. Why is this sticking? Yeah, that's one thing about living in Vegas. Things dry out real fast in the desert. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't put any eyeliner here. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're done. Oh my God. So this is the sort of spotlight look where it looks like there's a spotlight in the center. I should have done the same thing underneath, but I don't really want to deal with that. And I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I don't know if I should do this again. I think probably next week I'll go back to my normal eye stuff, but it's something different. But until then, let's put on a wig. Now, I knew I was going to do the purple, which I have this purple necklace. So why not? Dark purple wig. Actually, we went through this fast. Usually it's like 90 minutes, but well, relatively fast. I never show you how long I spend on the doing the base. Okay, and here we have the final look. In North Las Vegas in context, yeah, things dry out so quickly. And I'm wearing contacts now, talking about glasses, but I only wear these during drag. I don't wear them on a regular basis at all. It's been wet there. Well, there's so many areas that need rain. You should. Oh, thank you, Britta. especially in Nevada and California. So if you get a place that gets a lot of rain, thank your lucky stars because droughts are no fun. Thank you, Lynette. Whole thing together. Oh, great. Yeah, it's so different when you see the final product rather than like tuning in the middle of my spotlight eyes where things were looking a little hairy. Yeah, do not blame you. Thank you, Lori. Oh, and we have Lemonade Stand. Hey, Lemonade, you are here for the final look. I know. I'm glad you just popped in Canada and it's cold. Yeah, we're getting to those winter months. Someone told me that once in a while it snows in Vegas. And I know people think of how hot it is in Vegas, but actually after September, the temperature starts going down really quickly. It's like in the 60s now. Actually, it's maybe the early or low 70s today, but especially at night, things cool down rapidly. Okay, guys. I think this is the final look. Thank you for joining me. And probably next week we'll just go back to Saturdays. I think that's easier for me. But yeah, let me know if there's a day you prefer. And we'll take that into consideration. And oh, Lori says it is in the low 70s. Of course, I didn't say Celsius or Fahrenheit, but I'm always Fahrenheit. Thank you, as always, for coming here and joining me while I do this crazy stuff because it does motivate me and keep me going to do this strange Booktube channel. And until we meet again, may all the books you read be blessed.